Hey everyone, Once Bitten here at the Battle Report. So this is game 2 of the Mid-Atlantic qualifying tournament, my Bretonnians versus a Wood Elf army. And oh my gosh, when I saw the matchup here, I was so frustrated. I'm like, we all saw each other's lists before the tournament, and this was the list I did not want to go against. It's a very interesting build. He's basically, when you deploy, he only has 4 drops. He has 2 Eagles, a unit of Wild Riders, and a unit of Way Watchers. Then he has 2 scouting units, 2 units of Deepwood Scouts, and then he has 2 ambushing units, 2 10-man strong Glade Riders. So only 4 drops, very shooty, highly mobile, and overall just not a great matchup for Brett's. I don't know what army would be a great matchup against it, but anywho, I was able to play one Universal Battles test game against this list, or one very similar. And other than that, yeah, it's not one I have a ton of experience against, but I at least went into this with a plan. um, I can tell you that starting off, one mistake I made was I deployed my Peg Knights differently. This is after Vanguard, but basically a lot of times I put chaff down so my opponent doesn't know where, which corner I'm going to hide in. And then I threw everything in the right-hand corner. But the problem is my opponent's so fast-moving that it doesn't matter. I wasn't going to trick him in anything. So I really wish I'd put the Peg Knights where the mounted yeomen are facing left, so that the house was blocking their flank, and then I think they would have done a better job of protecting my flank. Anywho, that's what I did. So he has 4 characters. So he has this big unit of Wild Riders. He's 1 wide, so that if Trebuchet hits him, it only hits 5 instead of 10. So Glade Lord, well, you can see the builds, but basically, General, BSB, and 2 Spellcasters. So the Spellweaver has +3 magic resistance. So this unit, it's not easy to kill him with magic. And the only shooting I have are 2 Trebs, and although Trebs are nice, this list is, it's not like he has big hordes of troops or anything. Here's 2 units of Deepwood Scouts over here. Let's see, the one in the bottom left is the one is +1 to wound if you're forces of destruction, and the one with the red bows are +1 to wound if you're forces of order. You see my Peg Knights. You look at the Peg Knights, I broke one off. Yeah. My mounted yeomen, you see I have archers in the woods. So I have my knights errant down here at the bottom quarter guarding the flank. I've got a lord level character and a paladin in with them. And I've got my level 1 damsel. That's the unpainted model. I left my model at home. Then I've got of course, a trebuchet, my standard discipline unit with my general and a battle standard bearer and a paladin, and my level 4 prophetess is with them. And on the right is my +1 movement unit. It's got 2 paladins, one of whom has the +d6 on the charge. So my thinking here is, I can't allow him to get around me, and he has 2 units of scouts, of ambushers, that I can't let just deploy behind me. So my thinking is I just need to bottle up here in the corner, and don't move out until his ambushers come in, and then move out in such a way that he can't get behind me. So we go to Wood Elf turn 1, and I think this picture is indicative of basically the strategy that this kind of list brings, and that is, he's not necessarily even trying to get behind me. He just is going to stay 30 inches away and shoot at me. So he's too far for me to charge him, and he's still pretty accurate and just wither away. Everything in the army is army piercing. So instead of a 2-up armor save, I'm having a 3-up. So he hits a ton, he wounds a fair amount, and then I'll save 2/3 of them. So he has really no other great targets, so he picks on the Peg Knight unit. He kills 2. Luckily, I passed my panic. Down to 1 guy left, and there's not a whole lot of hope here. Anything I do with this guy, he's going to die, I think. So I think on my turn, I'm just going to charge him into the Deepwood Scouts on the left, hoping to survive the stand and shoot, and then just, if I could just survive, my opponent won't be steadfast, and I should win combat, and we'll see. Of course, if I die, then I die. Now, the scenario objective I have this game is I need one of his units to panic, I think from magic or shooting. I don't know if he panics from a unit being destroyed within 6 inches or not. So keep that in mind. Let's see. Hail of Doom arrow is shot. Only kills a couple. I'm fairly happy with how that turned out. He kills a few archers, whatever. And we go to Bretonnia turn 1. So, yeah, overall, you see I expand my bubble just a little bit. I take paladins out, 2 paladins out of the units and put them just so that he can't deploy his Glade Guards. He can't ambush his Glade Guards totally just behind my lines. That would just be a nightmare. And I take the Lord out of the unit on the left, or the bottom. Again, I'm trying to think, where can my opponent go so that if he goes anywhere, I can charge him with something to at least hold him up. So my champion charges these guys, stand and shoot. They do 1 wound. That just sucks. It means he only has 1 wound remaining, and he kills me before I even get to go. So that sucked. One nice thing that happened is my Trebuchet on my turn hit his Wild Rider unit, direct hit and kill, or it may have scattered, but it doesn't matter. It hit 5 guys and killed 5. So now his Wild Riders are down to 5. I think it might be down to 4. Anyway, down to 4 or 5. And I'm thinking he might have a champion because I don't think he gets a Lookout Sir anymore. So that's nice. And the Wild Riders are definitely something I fear, but they're okay. They're more manageable now. If you look at the 2 blue stars, his Glade Riders came on, and that's where he deployed them. I'm glad they came on because just the threat of them coming on was driving me crazy. So at least I know where they are. I'm happy enough with this in the bottom to have my Knights Errant try to charge his unit, give him the stand and shoot, and just hope to get lucky. Because if I get the charge, I'm going to be golden. If I don't, then I'm not really much worse off anymore. Wild Riders tried to charge my BSB's unit. I don't remember what he needed. I think it was a fairly long charge. I think he needed a 10 or 11. I'm not sure. And he failed it. The funny thing is, I wasn't that worried about it. And my opponent said, well, if I made it, they probably just would have eaten that unit. And it's actually very, very likely they would have. So fortunate they failed the charge. What's nicer though is now, if my memory serves, my BSB's unit needs a 7 to get there, and my unit on the right needs a 10 to get to him. But remember, the unit on the right has the plus D6 to their first charge. So with Swift Stride, odds are you roll a 9 on average, plus D6. So my average roll should be a 12 and a half. So, nothing's ever automatic, but I've got a pretty good chance for 2 charges going into his unit, and if I do that, that's going to be sweet. So he shoots at this knight. Remember, that was a full Knight Errant unit, had a Damsel and a Paladin in there, and he just shoots a ton. I just fail a ton of armor saves, and they panic and run off the board. God damn it. I was a little bit frustrated by that. We go to Bretonnian turns 2, and the frustration mounts. Look at that. This unit made it. This unit, I need a 10, and I roll with Swift Stride and I roll an 8, and then so it's anything but a 1 on my extra D6, and I make it, and I roll a damn 1. And it could be wrong. Maybe I need an 11, and I rolled a 9, and then I rolled a 1. So, bear with my memory. But either way, damn it all. I was lucky enough that my Swift Stride roll was average enough, and then to roll a 1 on the D6, yeah, that would have been rough. Two knights into his unit likely gives me that whole unit of Wild Riders and 4 characters, which means that my opponent's really going to have to fight to make up those points, and he would still have a good chance of it. But 1 unit in there and a depleted unit at that just blows. After combat, I kill 1 Wild Rider and put 1 wound on his level 4. And yeah, I take that back. I may not have killed a Wild Rider. I may have killed his lower level spellcaster. Go to Wood Elf turn 3. Yeah, so he just stays 30 inches away with all the shooting units. He takes an eagle, parks it in front of my other night bus, so I can't help out in that combat. I think he might have charged my fast cav and I fled, or he shot him. Either way, they're dead. And so I have my paladin and a lord level character. Just looking at his guys, I don't know if they're in the same. I don't know if I put them together in a unit or not. I think I did, just so if he shot at him, he'd have to split the shots. Yeah, shoots at these guys, kills some. After combat, yeah, I'm down another guy. He's down another guy. He's down another wound on his level 4. Go to Bretonnian turn 3. Yeah, so my knights on the right charge the eagle. Doesn't matter. There's another eagle in reserve waiting to do the same thing. I take the 2 characters. I park 1 behind the house, looking out, so if he moves anybody up, I should be able to charge him. And I move the other paladin up so that he can charge in and help out with that combat. I go ahead and charge this guy. After combat, yeah, it's pretty like I'm losing another guy. I did another wound who's level 4, so that one's dead. So now he's down. He doesn't have any magic. He has his general, his BSB, and then 4 Wild Riders left. And of course the eagle's dead. So Wood Elves turn 4. He flies another eagle up, blocks that unit of knights on the right, flies his Way Watchers up to look at the rear of my unit and of facing that Lord level character. So now I'm going to charge him on my turn and just hope for the best. Otherwise, on the left, he just moves up to shoot at me. Yeah, so there's that. Shoots at these guys, kills another one. And over here, yeah, my BSB's now taken a wound. And I don't think I lost any guys. Maybe I lost a guy. It doesn't matter. But we're pretty much just trading a wound every time. But whenever I try to kill hurt his characters, I just can't do it. So now I think that's why I was picking on spellcasters, and now I'm just trying to pick on Wild Riders. Bretonnia turn 4. The Lord level character charges his Way Watchers. My knights on the right charges Eagle. My trebuchet on the left has taken at least a couple wounds. You can see that yellow 4-sided die by it, but he's not getting it. And that's the only thing I have is my, I can't bring anybody up to help with the combat that matters. And so I have her just trebuchets trying to kill stuff. So I'm going to go back up 1. All right. So if you look at the Glade Riders to the southwest of the house. So it looks like he's 3, 6, 7. Looks like he's lost a few. So I think I've hit him at one point with a trebuchet. Remember, I need a unit to panic from shooting. So I hit it, and I kill, I think, 1 or 2. And I think it caused a panic, and he passed it. And then I aim at this unit, and I kill enough to force a panic, and they pass it. I'm like, darn it, guys, fail a panic test, please. After combat, yeah, at this point, I think he killed my BSB. Everybody else, he just won by a lot and ran him down. So we did that combat first, and I felt like there was a small glimmer of hope, because when my knights killed the eagle, if I overran and rolled a 9, I would get a charge into him. And I rolled an 8. I swear. Yeah. The Lord level character goes in there, takes 2 wounds for his trouble. He kills some. He's doing okay, but yeah, he's going to die. Wood Elves turn 5. He double charges my knight unit on the top right. His other units just move up to shoot. Yeah, that's not good. I would have been charged by the Glade Riders anyway. If I'd gotten the charge, certainly it would have helped with high strength attacks, and I think it might have been 1 less strength for the Wild Riders. And I would have been slightly farther away for the Glade Guard, but I don't remember what he rolled. He may have made that regardless. Over here, this guy decides to stay alive. He's doing okay with wounds, killing stuff, but my opponent refuses to break there. He easily destroys that unit, breaks him, and then pursues him, gets the points. Go to my turn. There's no movement going on. The trebuchets, they're not done yet. They land a rock on his general's head and just splatter him. And it hits the rest of his Wild Riders and splatter them. So the only thing he has left is his Battle Standard Bearer, who passes his panic test. And my other trebuchet opens up and hits the Glade Riders, kills all of them. I would rather have killed all except one and then have him fail the panic. But it's okay. I'm glad to get some points. This guy's staying alive. Oh, if he could just stay alive a little bit longer. What I need the damn Way Watchers to break, but they're sticking around. They don't care. Wood Elves turn 6. He's really just worried about my trebuchets doing... I've had like 5 direct hits this game. The trebuchets are just on fire. So he's doing what he can to try to panic the trebuchets. So everything's right there. Yeah, so there's that. So he shot the archers on the left who panicked, which forced a panic test on the archers who panicked. He shot the one trebuchet on the left, and basically what he's hoping for on my turn, this is a rule that I hadn't heard of until very, very recently, but when those archers on the right, if they don't rally, if they go off the table, they're treated as if they were destroyed, and so that causes a panic test on the trebuchet. And I saw the Follow Furion say something like that in one of his battle reports, and I questioned it, and then in this tournament, I asked for a ruling, and they said, yeah, that's how it's played. I've never heard of that before. So that was a smart plan by my opponent. If he can get a trebuchet to panic, then I can't shoot at him. If he can't, I have a decent chance of rolling another direct hit on his BSB's head, and that would be very nice. Yeah, these guys finally take the last wound off of my last Lord level character, and my guys don't rally, and the trebuchet panics, and we just end the game there. So it ends up being just a crushing 20-0 loss for the Bretonnians, and don't get my tone wrong. Actually, the game I think could be fun. I think I definitely was a little bit frustrated. I was frustrated with the matchup. I felt that was somewhat unfortunate. I was frustrated with missing the charge with my plus D6 unit. Oh my gosh! And then the knights errant with the paladin and my damsel failing just a ton of armor saves, and then failing their panic test. Just oh my gosh! I felt like with a bad matchup, I needed a little bit of love, and I got no love whatsoever. So I need to be in the top half of this tournament, and I've had a 4-16 loss and a 0-20 loss. Things are not looking good. I have to be desperate in game 3. So that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Hey everyone, Once Bitten here. Thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. As you know, YouTube has several functions you can use to interact with videos such as this. You can like the video, you can leave a comment, you can favorite the video. I want you to know that I appreciate it when you do things like that. It feels much more interactive than simply me talking to a screen. So if you're willing to do so, please like, comment, and favorite the videos. Subscribe to the channel if you want, and you certainly are welcome to share this video on your blog or other websites if you are so inclined. Again, thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.